It is Music City, USA, but Nashville is so much more. This is a must.
Then we head to Las Vegas for a restaurant that has been reborn and will leave you singing in Italian.
Then we look at a cocktail that is part of a new trend in mixology. The Zintini is putting the mix back in mixology.
Undercover Jetsetter is all over the U.S. and the world, so buckle up. Hi, everyone, and cheers.
Cheers.
We are coming to you from Music City, USA.
That's right. Nashville, Tennessee is a great place. You should visit, and you could actually think about living there, too.
And the day I started loving you again.
Nashville is music, and it's everywhere.
It's very true to the TV shows Nashville and The Voice.
But Nashville is also about entertaining yourself with down-home fun, food, drink, and the locals.
And we'll go off the beaten path. But first, visit the spiritual and musical center of Nashville. That is the Grand Ole Opry.
Besides shows, you can get backstage tours.
Now, to stay, try the Gaylord Opryland Resort and Convention Center. It is a behemoth of fun, an indoor, air-conditioned jungle.
It's a climate-controlled Amazon that includes boat rides and tours.
It's so big, you need the Gaylord app to get you around.
And it's perfect for couples, family getaways, weddings, and conventions.
The food is plentiful and varied, too.
We hit the Cascade American Cafe, which is also tied to wasabi sushi.
Now, the cornmeal dusted fried oysters are a must. A nice crunch on the outside, yet moist on the inside.
The cornmeal isn't overly spicy, so it won't overwhelm the sweet and briny oysters.
Dip them in this fabulous Tabasco remoulade.
Next, 2 specialty sushi rolls. The Crazy Ari is their most popular.
Loaded with tempura shrimp, crab, cucumber, and masago, then wrapped in avocado and topped with sriracha hot sauce.
Delicious, and just the right amount of heat from the sriracha.
Next, the rainbow roll. Fresh crab, avocado, tuna, salmon, snapper, and Escobar.
Super yummy and not too filling, so there's room for more.
Now, we sipped on 2 favorites thanks to our wonderful waitress, Elsa.
The Peach Rita. Leery about sweet margaritas? Don't worry.
This was perfect. You still get the tequila burnt taste. The peach puree is natural and not sugary that goes great with the tart from the lime.
Next, a Tennessee twist. The Tennessee Tea.
Jack Daniel's Tennessee Whiskey, Triple Sec, Lemon, and Pepsi Cola. A refreshing kick, especially on a hot, humid Tennessee summer day.
Later, head to the Conservatory Wine Bar, which is also connected to the Italian restaurant Ravello. They have a full complement of wines from popular regions.
And homemade pizzas, not all gluten, too.
And look at this gorgeous cheese plate. There are 5 kinds of cheeses along with a fabulous fig spread.
Do this before and after a meal, which we did.
This is great as a light early dinner or a late night snack.
Now, you could stay at the Gaylord and never be bored, but you'd miss the rest of Nashville.
Not far from the Gaylord and the Grand Ole Opry are 3 local classics.
First, Cooter's Dukes of Hazzard Museum. You can pose with General Lee, the infamous car of Bo, Luke, and Daisy.
Inside is a celebration of the iconic hillbilly show from the late 70s and 80s.
And it's free. Boss Hogg won't pinch you, but you might get pinched wearing these Daisy Dukes.
But he might get you for the moonshine at Caney Fork, a few doors down.
Caney's has this Bloody Mary with moonshine and their own Bloody Mary mix.
This porch swing punch was a sweet addition, and plenty of moonshine in there, too. You don't taste the moonshine, but you feel the moonshine.
Absolutely. And too many of these at Caney's, and you might think you woke up in the wilds.
This is a cool place honoring and serving up wild game and farm-grown catfish. Meet Lightning.
And just like Nashville, even the catfish entertain you. Don't worry, these guys aren't eaten.
There's one of them, his name is Lightning. Lightning likes to eat out of people's hands. So if you kind of hold food next to him, his mouth kind of expands and he comes up and he kind of takes your whole hand in a little bit. But if you're not scared for it, he's not going to bite you. It's a lot of fun.
All right, and Lightning's never going to, he's just a posing fish.
He's
He's never going to be an eating fish.
Yeah, he's never going to be eaten. He's too pretty to get eaten. Lightning is the star of the show here.
But the gators are eaten in these Cajun fried gator tail bites.
First thing they gotta know is gator tail is so good. It sounds a little sketchy, a little risky, but then you try it, kind of looks like chicken, and you eat it, and it's beautiful and amazing.
And he's right, they are good. You need to give them a try.
And yes, they taste like spicy chicken bites. Now, we also hunted down the wild game platter.
Not that frogs are wild game. Here they are big and farm grown. And yes, they taste like chicken too, like delicate dark meat.
And in the middle is outfitter stew.
These patties are elk. They were good with a different beef type of taste.
And there is the catfish, lightly breaded and moist on the inside.
Next, race a few doors down to the Nashville Palace. This is down-home good Nashville fun.
To let my heart spin.
Now, where else can you get entertainment like this at lunch during the week?
We had our bartender whip up 2 local splashes.
The Lynchburg lemonade had Jack Daniels, triple sec, a squeeze of full lemon, and soda water.
And the whiskey cider had Jack, hard apple cider, lemon, and soda. Both great any time of the year.
And perfect with these, fried pickles along with ranch. The breading and vinegary pickle inside were delightful.
Next, bacon-infused succotash. What a nice surprise.
Then the locally grown chicken wings, crispy on the outside and moist on the inside because they bake them, then fry them.
Nashville has a fun downtown too, including this place, the Diner.
Now, this is no usual Southern diner. 6 stories tall with different food and decor on each floor.
The first floor is your typical diner, warm and inviting.
The 3rd floor has fine dining.
The 6th floor is an elegant sports bar with a fabulous view of downtown Nashville and fabulous food.
Now, we had a medley of oysters. 6 were oysters Rockefeller, 6 were oysters with garlic and Parmesan.
The oysters Rockefeller was spot on with spinach and cheese.
The oysters with garlic and Parmesan were just as delightful, but lighter. If you crave the distinct taste of oysters only, then this is your choice.
And it turns out that oysters in this landlocked town are a testament to its foodie credentials.
Next, boot scoot to the Wild Horse Saloon for some quick eats, beer, and line dancing.
Later, rub some elbows with locals and maybe some music legends at Losers.
It's a bar nightclub that is quintessential local Nashville. You won't be a loser because next door is the Winners Bar.
And you might be rubbing elbows with some of the top songwriters and country stars in the industry.
How does a tourist come across like a local?
Just if you see somebody out like that, just say, hey, I love your music, and keep going, and they'll probably buy you a drink and sit down with you and talk to you, because that way they're not, once you take one picture with them, then it's not about necessarily you taking a picture, it's about the 500 people that come with you right after you and they're expecting a picture, and it's their days off, so they want to take a day off like you get a day off, they want that day off.
Relax, have a drink.
Yeah, relax and have a drink, and they'll sit down and enjoy your company, if you're just not too overwhelming. But most of the guys that we hang out with, the people I mentioned, from the Toby Keiths to the Chris Youngs, they're all interactive with everybody.
Steve Ford came up with the concept that is now in Vegas and soon to be in Belize.
They specialize in 2 drinks, the Bootwhacker and the Booterita.
Well, Bootwhacker is basically, everybody's been to Wendy's, it's a Frosty but on steroids. It's got 5 or 6 different, rums in it, and it's also got XO Patron. So it will, it'll give you a boot.
That's definitely a best. Got a kick in it.
It will give you a boot for sure.
So do you have the exact recipe? Can you kind of give us what each of the ingredients are?
Nope.
You can't yet.
It's a secret. It's a secret.
It's a secret.
You got to come here and try it for yourself.
You got to come here, and we got Booterita as well. So, but they're all little secrets. And
Booterita?
Oh,
yeah, Booterita. Yeah,
What's
it's a margarita
Booterita?
basically, but with a boot kick to
With
it.
a kick. I love it.
Yeah.
We're going to have to get one of those.
We tried them both for you, sacrificing again for our viewers, and both were uniquely tasty.
It's no wonder people like Blake Shelton, Kid Rock, Miranda Lambert, and Rascal Flatts come here just to hang out.
Now, you might think about moving to Nashville. We met many people who came here and stayed.
First, the city is booming.
Second, Nashville boasts of sports too, with the NHL's Predators and the NFL's Titans.
Third, people here are a mix of Southern hospitality and Midwestern charm, all with a passion for great music.
And of course, there is the food.
Now, the climates are different, but we think Nashville has a lot of similarities to Vegas.
Yeah, and I actually had a news colleague who worked with me in Vegas and moved out here, and he absolutely loves it out here.
And both are destination resort towns, but Nashville is a bit smaller.
And of course, you can never be bored here. There's so much entertainment.
And the city is booming, so there are lots of jobs available.
And the neighborhoods outside of Nashville are said to be very, very good, and the schools are actually good too.
And the food and drinks are plentiful and delicious.
Plus, Tennessee, like Nevada, has no state income tax.
And the people are the same way, very friendly and happy all the time.
So, think about Nashville.
More to come. Still ahead, we thought we would bring the rest of the show to you from Hong Kong.
And when we come back, we're going to take you to Vegas, where you're going to see a restaurant that has the charm of the 1950s.
And a drink that breaks all the rules.
Plus, we have a Hemingway story from Hong Kong that you probably haven't heard before.
Undercover Jetsetter is booming.
We are looking for partners to attract consumers interested in travel, food, mixology, wine, restaurants, and golf.
Your business and expertise will be profiled on our shows and online segments that will provide you with valuable marketing tools which you can use on your sites.
And your business will also gain exposure to our Undercover Jetsetter global reach of over 120 million across all of our platforms.
Drop us a line here and let's partner up together.
We are in Cozumel, Mexico.
You may have noticed, but the majority of Undercover Jetsetter is shot on the iPhone.
So that means you can create your own TV show.
You may want to have great vacation videos.
Well, we've made it easier for you with our book. It's called The TV Studio in Your Hand.
It's a quick read, and you can get it here.
So bring us along for your next vacation video or your new TV show.
Well, welcome back. We are in Hong Kong, and you know, Hong Kong has a lot of that Nashville feel in it, too.
Yeah, it really does. I mean, it has a lot of the late-night honky-tonk musics that we've been to, and they're great atmospheres.
Oh, absolutely. And Hong Kong is also very much like Vegas, with a lot of great traditional-type restaurants.
Yeah, which kind of reminds us of a restaurant we found or refound just recently in Vegas.
Refound is a good way to put it. It's the Italian-American Club.
And it's actually a Lyft driver that gave us the hint on this one.
So we had to go check it out.
And we are glad we did.
So we hit Vegas, and it seemed like everyone we ran into was talking about the Italian American Club. Friends, colleagues, and even Lyft drivers.
So we went, and they were right.
This place is hopping, and it feels like you just stepped back into the 1950s.
Bogey greets you, but the nostalgic touch belongs to old Blue Eyes and his buddies who once actually would gather here when they hit Vegas.
Here is a letter from Frank back in the day, and it's the Italian-American culture and cuisine that reigns here. The maitre d' greets you in Italian.
But this is no closed club. We saw a wide range of ethnicities and ages enjoying dinner, drinks, and talk.
Anyone can enjoy it. Sure, if you remember, you'll get better deals.
But this is really a local spot. It's for the longtime Las Vegan who wants to feel that old town feel that Vegas had decades ago.
The Italian American Club also has that Vegas heart, putting together scholarships for local students.
Now, all this is happening in the past 3 years due to a total makeover of the facilities and the menu.
It may have been made over, but you get that 1950s feel when it comes to the drinks and the food.
So we dove into the past with the cocktails.
First, I got the dirty martini, and the dirtier, the better.
And then I sipped this Manhattan.
Both were perfect and expertly mixed.
Now, the food was incredible. The calamari was a home run with prosciutto and sweet cherry peppers, as we found out from our waiter, Renee. Renee, that calamari might have been the best calamari I've ever had. Tell me about it. What's in it?
This calamari, that deep fried first a little bit, and then sauté with cherry peppers and a little prosciutto and a lemon butter wine sauce. and they serve it with a lemon wedges. It's really, really nice calamari salted.
And nobody else does it like that, do
No,
they?
this is the only place they do right now in here. The only place in here. So you want to try, you have to come over here.
Next, we hooked the breaded cod. To steal a 21st century phrase, OMG.
The breading was light but crispy, while the fish was flaky and moist and plentiful.
And now, stealing from the 70s and flipping an old Woody Allen phrase, instead of the food not so good and the portions so small, the Italian American Club is loaded with taste and portions.
Same is true for the homemade pasta. Now, this is pasta that came with the cod. It's angel hair with fresh tomato and basil. It was piping hot, too.
And this yummy carbonara was done in the classic style. It tasted like your Italian grandma had made it for you with lots of Parmigiano and cracked black pepper. And she wouldn't skimp on portions either.
You will not go away hungry here.
We complimented both dishes with a Girard Chardonnay from the Russian River Valley.
Now, even though we were full, we couldn't resist this decadent tiramisu smothered in chocolate.
Then we confirmed that the Italian American Club is a real Italian restaurant.
They had in full supply Strega, the witch, our favorite Italian liqueur. Ben.
They also have good cheer in their staff.
That's great. Now, did you have to learn Italian to come and work here?
Not really. Yeah, no, yes, I'm speak Italian. Parlo italiano, un poco italiano, and I'm working in an Italian restaurant for 27 years.
Well, grazie.
Prego, prego, buon appetito.
Well, thankfully, they can keep their name as an Italian restaurant since they have Strega there.
Well, it would be a little hard for them to change their name, but one of the things that I really loved about it was the ambiance. You really felt like you were back in the 1950s with the Rat Pack.
You know, you really did. I could see my parents probably having dinner there if they were in Vegas.
Oh yeah, me too. And it's not that far off the strip. You can take Uber or Lyft, which is what we did.
And again, it was a Lyft driver who keyed us into what was going on there, and we had a lot of other friends talking about it as well, so give it a try if you're in Vegas.
Yeah, it's fabulous. And when we come back, we are whipping up a Zintini.
Yes, and it's a very disruptive cocktail.
Or maybe the cocktail was disrupting you.
For a refreshing and extremely healthy drink to go with everything, try this one.
It is called A1C, and it's conceivably the healthiest drink ever made.
A1C is the first scientifically designed diabetic drink in the history of the world, and we love it.
And it's just not for people with diabetes, although it is great for that. Anyone can enjoy the wonderful health benefits and delicious flavor.
Go to a1cdrinks.com to try it and use coupon code JETSETTER1 for a 5% discount.
Cheers, Jetsetters.
You may not have noticed, but the majority of Undercover Jetsetter is shot on the iPhone. So that means you can create your own TV show, or you may want to have great vacation videos. Well, we've made it easier for you with our book. It's called The TV Studio in Your Hand. It is a quick read, and you can get it here. So bring us along for your next vacation video or your new TV show.
Welcome back. We are coming to you from Hong Kong, and we have tried and are trying some amazing cocktails here.
Yeah, we are. And ironically, you know, Kentucky's biggest export is bourbon, and their biggest customer is Asia.
Well, you know, that is understandable, as everyone here and around Asia is always looking to expand their palate.
And another thing to do in mixology is to kind of change tradition up a little bit. Like, for instance, the old tradition of you never mix wine with liquor.
But it is being done, and we did it.
And we are back in the kitchen. We're mixing up actually kind of an intriguing drink. This one is called a Zintini, and you put it together.
That's right. Well, we love Zinfandel, and we love this new maraschino cherry liqueur, which is old and traditional, and we've just discovered it in the recent years. And we just thought, you know, what a wonderful thing to put it together with some bourbon and make a Zintini. And you know what? It's another great drink for the holidays. If at the very least it's a very wintry kind of a drink. Yeah. And we freshened it up with a little citrus. But I'm going to try it right now because I'm just dying to taste it. Oh, that's so good. And we had discovered in a restaurant one time where they made a drink with actually Zinfandel and bourbon. And at first we were thinking, that's crazy, who would do that? But then when you put it together, it's very good. They actually complement each other very well.
And you can taste the three main ingredients in this very distinctly, and they come together very nicely.
Yeah, and it's super easy to make. I mean, it'll take a few seconds really for you. So let's go check out how you make it right now. To make, and it's so delicious. And you know what, this little lemon twist here, run it around the rim of the glass, add a little lemon juice like we did into the shaker, just a few drops. It really cuts through and adds an extra layer and dimension, and I just love it.
Yeah, it's a great drink. Now, one of the other things you can do is, we got one of these bourbons, and it's not an expensive bourbon. In fact, we got it from Albertsons, which is a local grocery chain here.
$6.99.
And what we did with it was, and you've seen it on the show before, we use whiskey elements, or as we call them, oak sticks. They're from Thyme and Oak, and I'd say about a year ago, we put in an oak stick for about 48 hours into this, and it oaked it up and made it very smooth. Made it almost a sipping bourbon, and I want to say this was like $5 or $6.
Yeah, $6.99. Yeah, oh, definitely.
And so we
works
put it
great
in here.
Yeah, and the oak sticks will do the same thing for you. You can use them in wine. We do that a lot. But in this, I mean, and I think it's gotten better with age, to be honest.
I agree with you, yeah.
But this is a great drink. So easy, just a couple of ingredients and really different flavors. So if you're having any kind of a cocktail party or just a little get-together over the holidays or any time, really, I think it's the perfect winter drink. And seasonally for autumn as well, autumn and fall, it works great too.
So, the Zintini.
Check it out.
Make it.
Oh, did you want some?
Well, yeah, I'll have it from the other side here. You got lipstick all over it.
It's not your color, really, so I wouldn't worry about it.
That's really good.
And you know, that bourbon was only $6.99.
What'd you say?
$6.99. But in all seriousness, that was a delightful drink, and I think a lot of it has to do with the maraschino liqueur, which is something that you need to get and have in your liquor cabinet because it's not sweet or syrupy at all. It's very rich tasting, but earthy and delicious, and you just need a little bit, like a half an ounce, and that does make all the difference.
It really does. And we've talked before about the fact that Ernest Hemingway was a big fan of maraschino liqueur, and he advocated it in a lot of his drinks.
So why are we talking about Hemingway in Hong Kong? Well, there is a connection.
There is an interesting story. Hemingway was only in Hong Kong one time. It was in 1941. And it was just as World War II was starting. He was just married to Martha Gellhorn, who was a famous journalist as well. So they were kind of here on their honeymoon.
Well, and you know what? I think Papa loved Hong Kong, and he did his share of drinking and partying here, but not too much reporting.
He didn't, and one of the reasons is because he was acting as a spy. The Treasury Secretary, Morgenthau, actually sent him here to see about the Chinese nationalists and the Chinese communists, to hopefully have them not fighting with each other and they would fight against the Japanese.
There you have it, from Nashville to Hong Kong and a Hemingway anecdote in between.
What else could you ask for? All right. Cheers. Thanks for joining us.
Cheers from Hong Kong.
This sensational, unique combo sushi dish is mesmerizing in so many ways.
It was the final of many sensations during our stay with sushi chef Dandy Zheng at Coco Sushi Lounge and Bar in Delray Beach, Florida.
This is a must if you're in Florida's Gold Coast region near West Palm Beach.
We began with this incredible roll called Triole Sexy.
The sexy threesome of sushi was yellowtail, tuna, and salmon.
They were blended and rolled with asparagus, mayo, spicy miso, crispy rice, and eel sauce.
Then topped with seared tuna. It was a great kickoff.
Now for drinks, we had two of their favorites. First is the Blackberry Mule made with, you guessed it, vodka, fresh blackberries, and ginger beer.
Next, we had the Kiss, and this was a nice, wet schmooch.
That's right. It has peach sake along with the X-rated fruit liqueur, which is a French vodka liqueur with tropical fruit.
Then it is cradled by cranberry and pineapple juice.
Now on this night, we got another surprise, lychee fruit.
Yes, we were yearning for more, so next we had the sushi sashimi 4 ways.
We had 4 pieces of sushi, 4 pieces of sashimi, a classic roll, and a tartare appetizer.
They also used the combo of tuna, salmon, and yellowtail.
You get your teriyaki and wasabi perfect and just relax and savor every mouthful.
And then Chef Dandy saved his best for last.
And this might be the best sushi combo I've ever had.
First, it's tuna wrapped around the most delightful uni, which is sea urchin roe. If you've never had it, you are in for a decadent treat.
That's right. It has an umami buttery flavor that flows perfectly with the tuna.
Then, Chef tops that with wasabi leaf. It's not the hot wasabi fruit. It has a mild mustard-like flavor.
And then he tops it off with truffles. Brilliant, adding an earthy, meaty, and black olive taste.
You will sit back and say, I just tasted heaven.
Now luckily, there's a nearby Hyatt Place in walking distance.
Check out their bar and have a nice canvas wine with Chris, the head bartender.
And thank him. He clued us in to Coco.
Coco Sushi Lounge and Bar is in downtown Delray Beach at Atlantic and 2nd Avenue.
And tell Chef Dandy you want his special, the one on Undercover Jetsetter. You can find Undercover Jetsetter on Wingding TV, a streaming channel, and so much more.
Like us, you can have your own show or channel to promote your business and reach more customers.
Because Wingding Media is also a social media and digital marketing giant.
Look what they've done for the Ultimate Long Drive Championships.
More than 1 million viewers with 30 licensed partnerships sold around the world.
So, check out wingding.tv to watch Undercover Jetsetter or to create something for your own business.